room, we have found one person who became known to me as a Malawian national, Mr. Yusufu Mutupanyama, in one of the rooms in the main house. He indicated to us that he is a general worker at the premises, and when asked, "Who are you with in the premises?" he just mentioned that my boss is not here, with which I understood that by him saying that my boss is not here, he was referring to the owner of the house, Mr. Links Matlala. We then conducted a search in the room of Mr. Yusufu Mutupanyama, wherein Mr. JERRY Boshoga was not in that room, but there was a white sheet that was very distinctive because it had torn edges and sides, and it was manually tied to the window as a curtain. And that white sheet, it is distinctive because when one of the videos for the ransom that was sent to the family of JERRY Boshoga, we could say that the sheet resembles the same as that on the video, Commissioners.
Did that lead you to believe that Mr. Boshoga may have been in those premises?
That is correct, Commissioners. It gave me hope, as it was the first room that we might find Mr. Boshoga in one of the rooms, Commissioners.
Witness C.
Witness C, just to be sure that we understand, you say the distinctive features that looked very similar and that made the sheet, that white sheet, look very similar to the one in the ransom videos. What were those distinctive features?
Thank you, Commissioners. The sheet had uneven edges. You can tell that a scissor was not used to cut the sheet, but it was torn apart it was teared off with hands, and it was just a white, clean sheet. And to me, it became very odd to find that sheet hanged or manually tied to the window in that house.
Thank you.
Thank you. Witness C, you used the word odd to describe the manner in which the sheet was tied. Or please explain why you would describe that using that word.
Thank you, Commissioners. I also can tell that when I say the house of Mr. Matlala, it is like an understatement. I was supposed to be saying the mansion of Mr. Matlala, with which I expected to see a proper curtain on that window of the room of Mr. Yusufu Mutupanyama. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. With reference to paragraph 29, did you question Mr. Yusufu on, the sheet, and what was the response you received from him, if any?
Thank you, Commissioners. I had asked Mr. Yusufu as to where did he get the sheet, and he indicated that he was given by his boss. And though he never told us as to when was it given to him, Commissioners, and I further asked him if as to where was Mr. Boshoga, and his response was that he doesn't know where Mr. Boshoga was. Thank you, Commissioners.
In your statement, you say that he replied that he did not know him. I understand that not to refer to the whereabouts, but to mean that he just did not know who Mr. Boshoga was.
That is correct, Commissioners. He indicated that he doesn't know Mr. Boshoga, and he doesn't know where Mr. Boshoga might be. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. We are now at paragraph 30 of your witness statement on page 12. In paragraph 30, you mentioned that you are called by a member of the team. Please relay to the Commission what happened thereafter.
Thank you, Commissioners. One combat member came to me and indicated that there are some cottages on the outside where I should head to, as there are individuals in those cottages. So I requested one member of the combat team to remain with Mr. Yusufu, and I proceeded to the cottages. Whereupon arrival at the cottages, I have found two adult males, African males, who then became known to me as Mr. Mzimela and Mr. Mtetwa. I asked them as to what they were doing there, and they informed me that they work for Cat VIP Security, further informing me that the security company they're working for belonged to Mr. Links Matlala. Whilst I was still speaking with them, I saw two pistols that were on the bed under the pillow. I could still see, even though they were under the pillows. And there were also two rifles that were propped against the wall in the same room. Then I asked them as to who the firearms belonged to, and they indicated that they were Cat VIP Security Company firearms, and they had been permitted to be in possession of those firearms. I then asked for the permits for the firearms, the 4 firearms. And when I checked at the permits of the firearms, the serial numbers...
Before you continue, From what you say here, that is in paragraph 32, and what you say later, it seems to me that there's a difference between a firearm license and the permit or permits that you refer to later. Can you please tell us what a permit is?
A permit means that it will be a firearm that belongs to a company, and a certain individual with competencies to carry such firearm can be permit to use or to be in possession of that specific firearm whilst the person is on duty.
So the holder of the firearm license is the company, and then permits get issued to individuals who are to be in possession of the firearms, getting possession from the company.
That's correct, Commissioners.
Please proceed, Witness C. You were taking the commission through paragraph 33.
Thank you, Commissioners. Then the two security officials handed me the permits. I then checked the permits and I found that they indeed correspond with the serial numbers on the permits correspond with the serial numbers of the firearms. But on the permit, I noticed some sort of irregularities on the permit, because the signature on the permits were pre-signed, or I could say that they were digitally signed, which means that any person can just write in the serial numbers of the firearms and will say that the firearm were indeed handed over by the responsible person of the company. And furthermore, I requested the two security guards to show me the safe. And they indicated that they didn't have a safe in the room where they could have placed those firearms. And I found that to be in contravention of the Firearm Control Act.
Thank you, Witness C. With reference to paragraph 33, my apologies, based on your experience having worked with firearms, is it your evidence this morning that the Firearms Controls Act does not permit permits that are digitally signed?
Correct, Commissioners. The Firearm Control Act doesn't allow the pre-signed permits, because the person who hands over the permit or who issues the permit to a security personnel must sign in the presence of that security personnel, and as he or she is handing over the firearm to that security personnel. Thank you.
And therefore, in light of the irregularities that you identified in paragraph 33, what steps then did you take in respect of the 4 firearms?
I requested the forensic experts to package the firearms as I have indicated to them that I will be seizing them. And indeed, they were packaged and seized. Therefore, I continued with the search of Mr. JERRY Boshoga, and unfortunately, I didn't find him.
Witness X, did the two Mrs. Mzimela and Mthethwa say to you, or was it your understanding that they were on guard duty when you found them there?
Mr. Mthethwa and Mr. Mzimela were sleeping at their quarters, waiting for their shift, for their next day shift to start. They were supposed to report for duty the next day at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And the way in which you found the firearms that you referred to under the pillow, the pistols under the pillow, and rifles propped up against the wall, is that a proper way of storing firearms if they are not on duty? Is that permissible in terms of the law?
Thank you, commissioners. According to the law, the firearm must either be stored in the safe, prescribed safe, and or the firearm must only be on you, with you having full control of that firearm. Thank you, in a proper manner. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
And therefore, Witness C, the manner in which the 4 firearms were propped up against the wall and under a pillow is, in your evidence, a contravention of the Firearms Control Act.
That's correct, commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. We can then turn the page to page 14. We're now at paragraph 35. So please inform the Commission what happened after you had searched the cottage of Mr. Mthethwa and established that Mr. Boshoga was not there.
Thank you, commissioners. After conducting the search at the cottage where Mr. Mthethwa and Mzimela were, then I made my way back to the main house in order to carry on with interviewing Mr. Yusufu. And when I asked Mr. Yusufu as to if there are any other cottages that maybe he could lead me to. He took me to another cottage, which he told me that it is a house where Mr. Nkosinati Baloi, a brother to Mr. Matlala's wife, resides. Upon arrival at that room, at that cottage, there was no. And upon gaining access, I searched for Mr. Boshoga, and unfortunately, Mr. Boshoga was not in that room.
Thank you, Witness C. Would it then be a correct summary of your evidence to say that at that point you had conducted a search on the room where you found Mr. Yusufu? You had conducted a search in the cottage where you found the 2 guards, and you had further conducted a search of the room of Mr. Nkosinathi Baloyi, and in all three of those quarters, you were unable to find Mr. Boshoga. Is that a fair summary of your evidence?
Thank you, Commissioners. That will be indeed the summary of the searches that I have conducted at that point. Thank you.
Please then proceed to paragraph 36, witness C.
Thank you, Commissioners. In the yard or in the premises of Mr. Matlala, there were a lot of vehicles. So now, as I was taking record of all the vehicles that were in the premises, a white Toyota Corolla entered the residence. I indeed went to the driver of the motor vehicle and asked who he was. I identified myself to him, and he told myself that he was given Tsepo Makofane, and he was a driver of Mr. Matlala. He further informed me that he had received a call from Mr. Matlala that he should come and fetch him. And as I was still standing with Mr. Makofane, taking his details, a combat member came to me and advised that my commander was looking for me. I then left with the combat member to the main house, where he directed me to the main bedroom, whereby I found my commander with a person that became known to me as Mr. Matlala, and a person who became known to me as Mrs. Tsakani Matlala. Thank you.
Witness C, where you refer to a combat member, can you just remind us, is that a particular unit or combat? I think you've referred to combat team. Is that a particular unit, and what is that unit?
Thank you, Commissioners. I didn't get that clearly, as I think we've got a challenge in the network.
Okay. Let me try again and see if you'll hear me this time. The question is, you've been referring to combat team and combat member. If you would just explain, what is that team? What unit is that?
Thank you, Commissioners. When I refer to combat members, I'm not referring specifically to a unit, Commissioners. When I say combat members, I'm referring to the members of either they will be STF members or NIU members, or TRT members.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Witness C. Before you proceed with the next subheading, which is your interview with Mr. Matlala, please inform the Commission whether Mr. Given Makofani informed you when approximately he had received a call from Mr. Matlala?
Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Makofani indicated that he had received a call just some few minutes after 1700 hours. And that will be the time that we were leaving the STF offices. Thank you.
Sorry, witness, there's just something that is not clear to me. Throughout your search of the house and the two cottages, was Mr. Matlala there, or did you first encounter him later in the day when I believe you said he was fetched by his driver or he had called his driver to come and get him? Where was Mr. Matlala when you were searching the premises and the two cottages?
Thank you, Commissioners. At this time and point, I haven't encountered Mr. Matlala as yet. Mr. Matlala was only encountered when I had left Mr. Makofane, as I was called by the combat member who led me to the main bedroom, whereby I now found Mr. Matlala, Mrs. Matlala, and my commander there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Witness C. Please, picking up from paragraph 38, please then describe to the Commission your subsequent discussion with Mr. Matlala.
Thank you, Commissioners. Upon my entry at into the main bedroom of Mr. Matlala, there was Mr. Matlala, my commander, and Mrs. Matlala. And there was also a combat member who was standing by. I then performed a search. Before that, Mr. Matlala requested that his wife be excused from the room. And indeed, she was allowed to go outside. And then thereafter, I conducted a search in the bedroom. And as I searched for Mr. Boshoga, I couldn't find him. And then I also asked Mr. Matlala if he had any weapon. And he showed me a 9mm pistol that was placed on his pedestal. I then asked Mr. Matlala as to why was his firearm lying there, just exposed as it was, and why was the firearm not in the safe?
Did you establish if it was a licensed firearm, Witness C?
Thank you, Commissioners. I did request him to show me his firearm license, and indeed he produced his firearm license. And when I checked the firearm license, and the firearm, the serial number corresponds with that on the license. So I asked him where was he safe. He indicated that he's got the safe within the house, and I asked him to point me as to where the safe is, but unfortunately he couldn't. And I told him that since, well, the firearm was not stored in a proper manner, then I will resolve to seize the firearm to conduct investigations on the firearm.
When you say he attempted to point out a safe to me but was unsuccessful, what does it mean? Is it the same thing as saying there was no safe in the room?
There was no safe in the room, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Witness C. Please then proceed to the last 3 sentences in paragraph 38. Please continue.
Thank you, Commissioners. As I have indicated, I have informed him that I will be seizing the firearm and I will be sending the firearm for ballistic testing. And furthermore, for security purposes and reasons, I requested that the combat member who was standing by next to our commander, to my commander, to stand on the other side of the door so that we can now conduct an interview with Mr. Matlala.
Thank you, Witness C. At the point of seizing Mr. Matlala's firearm, please then confirm to the Commission the total number of firearms that you had seized at his residence that day.
Thank you, Commissioners. On that day, we have seized 2 rifles and 3 pistols, totaling to 5.
Thank you, Witness C. Please then proceed from paragraph 39.
Thank you, Commissioners. We then sat inside the room. He provided us with a space where we can sit, and I requested the cell phone of Mr. Matlala, and also I requested him if he is consenting to us searching the phone and or downloading the phone, with which he consented, provided us with the PIN codes and deactivated the facial lock features on the phones. And we then proceeded to conduct an interview. As we were about to start with the interview, my commander informed me that upon his entrance at Mr. Matlala's bedroom, Mr. Matlala indicated that he wanted to talk to us. Then, indeed, we sat and we lent him an ear to listen to what he wanted to tell us. He then informed us that he knew the reason for us to be at his premises, and that we were there looking for Mrs. Nqobile Dikgale, and the child. And the reason for that is that he had been trying to assist the family in locating the kidnapped individuals, and they know that he is capable of doing that because he once assisted a Pakistani family to reunite them with the kidnapped person, member of their family. And he indicated that the reason why he was able to assist that family is because of the connections that he has and the type, the industry that, the security industry that he is in business. And now people are suspecting him of being behind all the kidnappings that were happening around Gauteng. We then asked him of his criminal background. And yes, indeed, he told us that he had been, he was previously arrested for cases ranging from common robberies, armed robberies, cash in transit, and he indicated that that was in the past, as now he is a businessman. We then asked him if he knew Mr. Boshoga, and he told me that yes, he knew Mr. Boshoga, and they had been friends from 2012, and they were engaged in criminal activities together. As we asked where the whereabouts of Mr. Boshoga, he indicated that he didn't know where Mr. Boshoga was. And he informed us that he had been in communication with the family of Boshoga, as they had also approached him seeking assistance to locate Mr. Boshoga.
Please continue, Witness C.
Mr. Matlala also indicated that he doesn't know the identity of the people who are suspected to be behind the kidnapping of Mr. JERRY Boshoga, but he indicated that JERRY Boshoga owed people money, and he was in a drug business. He further informed us that he himself, Kate Matlala, had lent Mr. Boshoga an amount of 5 million as he wanted to buy a machine for processing drugs.
Please proceed, Witness C.
Thank you. He further informed us or identified business associates of Mr. Boshoga who is in the same drug business. And he indicated also that Mr. Boshoga, as his friend, has once informed him that he had a fallout with his drug associates. And that maybe the associates that he had a fallout with might want to harm him.
Thank you, Witness C. And so when you questioned Mr. Matlala about the possible whereabouts of Mr. Boshoga, what was the response you received?
Mr. Matlala indicated that he doesn't know where Mr. Boshoga is. Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. 2 follow-up questions on this aspect of your evidence. Is it then a fair summary of what you've detailed thus far, that when Mr. Matlala was questioned on Mr. Boshoga's possible whereabouts, he denied a role in the kidnapping of Mr. Boshoga? Is that accurate?
That is correct, Commissioners. He indicated that he had nothing to do with the kidnapping of either Mr. Boshoga or the family of Mr. A.B. Dikhale.
And when questioned again in respect of Mr. Boshoga's kidnapping, Mr. Matlala proffered or suggested that certain unsavory characters within the drug world might have sought to harm Mr. Boshoga. Is that an accurate summary of your evidence?
That is an accurate summary of the evidence. He also gave us names that indeed the investigations is still undergoing. So it's still ongoing, and now we cannot divulge those names as Mr. Boshoga hasn't been found as yet.
And my final question on this score, Witness C, is it then correct that Mr. Matlala's position was that he is not a kidnapper or did not kidnap Mr. Boshoga, but rather that he was involved in assisting the families of kidnapped people due to his experience in the security industry? Is that accurate?
That is accurate, Commissioners.
Witness C, how was this interview conducted, and was it recorded perhaps?
Thank you, Commissioners. The interview was conducted in a peaceful manner, and it was indeed recorded, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. Witness C, could you then proceed to paragraph 45 of your witness statement, please?
Thank you, Commissioners. As we proceed with our interview with Mr. Matlala, he started now to tell us that he is a recipient of a SAPS health tender that is about 1.2 billion for 3 years.
You introduced this Witness C by saying under main paragraph 45 that Mr. Matlala proceeded to make several startling disclosures. These are reflected below, and then 45.1, you then say what you've just said about the contract for 1.2 billion rand. Why do you say this was startling?
Thank you, Commissioners. We never asked Mr. Matlala as to whether he had a tender with the SAPS or not. And as we go further, as you will see, he started name dropping of senior police officials. And while I'm saying startling, maybe I would also say that I am of an opinion that he said that and dropped the names of senior police officials in order maybe to intimidate us that he is connected to high-ranking officials of the SAPS.
Thank you. I did not mean to derail you. Then you may go on itemizing what you say was startling.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Chairperson. Witness C, you can then pick it up from paragraph 45, paragraph 45.2.
Thank you. He then told us that he had close connections with very senior police officials within the SAPS, and he named number one, the Deputy National Commissioner, General Sibiya, and he also gave his contact details. Second one, he named General Feroz Khan and also gave his contact details, and General Shibiri, and also gave his contract details. He further indicated that he is related to one General Sinona.
Thank you, Witness C. Apologies.
Just before I see it's almost 11 o'clock. Witness C, when you say contact details, do you mean their personal cellular phone numbers or their office contact details?
Thank you, Commissioners. I mean their contact cellular cell phone numbers.
Perhaps we should adjourn at this stage. We'll resume at 11:15.
Whereby
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
General Khan. Thank you, Commissioners. Yes, as we continued in interviewing Mr. Matlala, he indicated that General Sinona and General Sibiya had assisted him in securing the SAPS tender, the one that he said is 1.2 billion tender for 3 years. And in respect of General Khan, he indicated that he owned a penthouse at Menlyn Main, Pretoria, whereby General Khan would at times or regularly utilize his penthouse. So when we asked him as to why would General Khan utilize his penthouse, and his response was he didn't know the reasons why would the general wants to utilize his penthouse.
Thank you, Witness C. Just for further clarification, could you turn back to paragraph 45.2?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you. Please provide the Commission with a designation or a title for General Feroz Khan. What role does he play within the SAPS?
General Khan is working at crime intelligence.
And please do the same for General Shibiri.
General Shibiri is working at the detection offices at the head office, working under the command of General Sibiya.
And finally, General Sinona, please.
I am not really sure about General Sinona, but I think he is the head of DPCI KZN.
Thank you, Witness C. We're now at paragraph 45.5. Could I ask you to please read the contents of paragraph 45.5?
Mr. Matlala told us that he knows where we were coming. He knew that we were coming to his house that day. He showed us on his phone the call history between him and Sergeant F.E. Ngosi from that day. He told us that he was tipped off through two calls, one advising that we were attending a briefing at STF offices at 1407, and further call advising of our departure to Mr. Matlala's residence at 1703.
Again, as a question of clarification, Witness C, do you know the title or role that Sergeant F.E. Nkosi plays within the SAPS?
Thank you, Commissioners. Since Mr. Matlala had also provided us on that day with more particulars on Mr. Matlala, Mr. Nkosi, that he was as on his phone, he saved him as warrant officer. But upon further investigation into it, we have determined him as a Detective Sergeant F.E. Nkosi, working at the National Head Office Detection or Detective Services at the office of the Deputy National Commissioner General, Lieutenant General Sibiya.
Please proceed, Witness C.
Thank you. And furthermore, on that day, he indicated that he was in constant communication with the police minister, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, and on the very same night, he was supposed to have a meeting with Mr. Mchunu, and also indicated that there is a person who is responsible for his meeting with Mr. Mchunu, as he is not the one who arranged for the meeting. So the meeting was going to be through a third party, Commissioners.
Did he say who this person was, or did you ask who the person was?
We asked who the person was, but he elected not to state who the person was at the time.
Witness C, did you, this Sergeant Nkosi, did you verify the telephone number that you saw on Mr. Matlala's phone, that it was indeed Mr. Nkosi's, Sergeant Nkosi's number?
Thank you, Commissioners. On his phone, we verified the cell phone number, and also he also showed us an ABSA account number that belonged to Sergeant Nkosi. Furthermore, a screenshot of whereby Sergeant Nkosi did an inquiry on the SAPS system. And on that screenshot, his personal number was reflected. Further than that, we also did profiling on who this Nkosi is. That is, then now we clearly got to know who Detective Sergeant F.E. Nkosi is.
Just tell us more about the ABSA bank account, Sergeant Nkosi's bank account. What exactly are you saying about this? What were you shown about? What were you shown about it?
Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Matlala indicated that this Sergeant Nkosi, it is his connection between him and Lieutenant General Sibiya. In most cases, he will give Sergeant Nkosi money through transfers for his personal use. And for the general, he will summon Sergeant Nkosi to come and collect the packages for General Sibiya.
What packages?
The money packages, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. With reference to paragraph 45.6, towards the end of the second sentence, you indicate that the relationship and the intended meeting between Mr. Matlala and the Minister of Police were facilitated by a third-party associate to the Minister. Do you now know who that third party is?
Thank you, Commissioners. Now we do know through our cell phone investigations into the downloads or mirroring of the cell phones of Mr. Owesome Matlala, that the third party is a person known as Mr. Brown Mokhosi. Thank you, Commissioners.
And just to be clear then, that at the time of the operation at Mr. Matlala's residence on the 6th, you were at that time not aware of the identity of this third party, but subsequently came into a place of knowledge.
That is correct. At the time of the operation, we had no knowledge of who the third party was. And in actual fact, we didn't even know who Mr. Matlala was, except the profile that we had.
Please proceed, Witness C.
Thank you. He further gave us the name of his IT specialist, a friend whom he indicated that he assisted with his tuition fees, being Mr. Calvin Rafadi, and also furnished us with his personal cell phone numbers, and that he had assisted him in obtaining his educational qualifications, by paying for his tuition fees, and in return, whatever IT-related needs that he will need, Calvin Rafadi will be the person to assist him.
Witness C, with reference to paragraph 45.3, did Mr. Matlala share with you how General Senona and General Sibiya assisted him in securing his tender with the SAPS?
Commissioners, unfortunately, with regard to the way of securing the tender, he didn't go deeper into it as to how were they of an assistance to him. What he indicated is that after each and every payment by the SAPS, then a portion of the payment goes to General Sibiya. Thank you.
Witness C, did Mr. Matlala say why he was giving you the name of Mr. Calvin Rafadi, why you needed to know that?
Commissioners, as I have indicated from the onset, that he started to make startling aversions. So one would not know as to why was he giving us the names of the senior police officials, and why was he giving us the name of Calvin Rafadi as a person whom he assisted in his educational needs. And even now, one doesn't have a straight answer to that, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Witness C. Please then tell the Commission what was the ultimate outcome of the search of the Matlala residence and what steps you took thereafter with reference to paragraph 46.
Thank you, Commissioners. After we completed the interview with Mr. Matlala, we did a walkthrough or a search at each and every room of the house, and unfortunately, Mr. Boshoga was not found. From there, as we had packaged the exhibits or the firearms, we then had to proceed to withdraw from the residence and proceed to the police station.
Please proceed to paragraph 47, Witness C.
And also, I also prepared a report pertaining the operation and the items that we seized. And with from them we have taken iPhones, 3 iPhones that belong to Mr. Matlala and Mrs. Matlala, with which they also gave permission to us for downloading of the cell phones, and the 2 burner phones which were 2 Nokias, and also the firearms, the 5 firearms, with which 4 are the ones that we seized at the cottages where Mzimela and Mtatwa were, and the 5th one being the personal pistol of Mr. Matlala.
Thank you, Witness C. Can I request you to turn to Annexure WC2 in your Annexure bundle? Annexure WC2. It appears on page 8. We will also flight it on the monitor.
Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Witness C. We are then at page 8 in your Annexure bundle, and we're at paragraph 5.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'm there.
Could you then take the Commission through the contents of paragraph 5?
Thank you, Commissioners. I will read on to the record, Commissioners. Paragraph
Perhaps
5 says, I then informed Mr. Matlala
Witness C,
that I was going.
Witness C, perhaps if you could just first explain what is this document.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is the affidavit that I made at Brooklyn SAPS as I was registering an inquiry pertaining the firearms that I have seized, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Witness B. Thank you, Commissioner. And that affidavit is annexed to paragraph 48 of your witness statement. Witness C, you are then taking the Commission through paragraph 5.
Thank you, Commissioners. I would first make a request, Commissioners, that I have indicated the name of the forensic expert, the photographer. So can I be allowed not to make mention of his name, please?
Indeed. You may omit the name of the warrant officer, Witness C.
Thank you, Commissioners. I then informed Mr. Matlala that I was going to confiscate the firearms for inquiry and ballistic testing purposes. I then requested a photographer to process and package the firearms. I then, together with the photographer, proceeded to Brooklyn SAPS and booked in the aforementioned firearms into the SAPS 13 as per SAPS 13 number 661 of 2024. The details of the firearms are as follows: 9mm Taurus with serial number ACB 576-166, sealed in a forensic seal bag number PAD 002374648. Second item, 9mm Taurus with serial number ACB 576-168, sealed in a forensic seal bag number PAD 374647. Third item, it is a 9mm Beretta with serial number BER 480751, sealed in a forensic SIG bag number PA 450160252. Item number 4, it is R5 rifle with serial number 2055045, sealed in a forensic SIG bag number PAR 400412007. The last item, which is item number 5, is R5 rifle with serial number 2010724, sealed in a forensic seal bag number PAR 400412082. Commissioners, I can tell you that item 1, 2, 4, 5. These are the firearms that belong to CAT VIP Protection Services. Item number 3, it is Mr. Links Matlala's personal firearm. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. If I can then confirm that based on your affidavit attached as Annexure WC2, the 5 firearms that you seized at Mr. Matlala's residence were therefore properly booked into SAP 13 at the Brooklyn Police Station. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C.
Thank you.
Commissioners, I note that the copy of Annexure WC2 in your file, the affidavit is unsigned, but we've located a final and signed version, and we will update your files over lunch. The documents are identical. It was just a matter of sourcing the signed affidavit. Thank you. Please then proceed, Witness C, from paragraph 47.3.
Thank you, Commissioners. At the house of, at the premises of Mr. Matlala, I took a list for all the individuals, including the kids that were in the residence, which included four children, Commissioners.
Please proceed, Witness C.
And then on the next day, which was like, I think it was around 20 minutes past 12 midnight, we proceeded to Brooklyn SAPS, whereby the items, as I have read out as per Annexure WC2, were booked properly, and an inquiry, as per inquiry Brooklyn 1 of 12/2024, was registered.
Thank you, Witness C. And in terms of paragraph 49.
For what purpose were these booked, the cell phones?
The cell phones were also booked in the same SAP 13 number 661 of 2024.
For what purpose? For what purpose?
For downloading and investigation purposes, Commissioners, as we have first acquired consent from Mr. and Mrs. Matlala for their phones to be downloaded.
Thank you.
And those cell phones were booked in as per SAP number 661 and also immediately booked out as per the same SAP 13 number for investigation purposes.
Thank you, Witness C. You then state in paragraph 49 that the Brooklyn inquiry was thereafter assigned to the responsible warrant officer. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioners.
Please then take the Commission through the contents of paragraph 50, in particular the events of the 12th of December 2024.
Thank you, Commissioners. On the 8th of December, I handed the cell phones to our cybercrime expert for downloading purposes, and they were returned to me on the 11th of December 2024, and with the report that the cell phones were not downloaded or imaged, and that services of the private sector were also tried in order to download those cell phones, but they were never downloaded. Then on the 12th of December, I returned...
Just a minute, Witness C. You say they were not downloaded. Was it a case of it being unable to do a download, or was it a case of them simply not being downloaded? In your testimony, you say they were not downloaded. Please explain.
Thank you, the cell phones were not downloadable, Commissioners.
They were not downloadable. They were not downloadable. Is that what you mean?
That is correct, Commissioners.
Yeah, because when you say they were not downloaded, it suggests that they were taken there to be downloaded, but that was not done. And it's different altogether if it was a case of them not being downloadable.
No, thank you, Commissioners. These phones were not downloadable, which now brought me to a conclusion that, as Mr. Matlala has given us a friend, an IT specialist friend, Mr. Calvin Rafadi, who assists him in all his IT-related needs, then maybe Mr. Rafadi might have done something or tempered the cell phones so that they cannot be downloadable.
Can you please make me understand this? Evidence has been led of a few witnesses now who have told us what was found in Mr. Matlala's phone. How was access gained to that? Was that something other than what you sought to download? And if it was something else, how was that obtained?
Thank you, commissioners. I was I thought we were still coming to that point, but commissioners, I will put the commission at ease to say that these phones, these particular phones that we are talking about, they were returned to Mr. Matlala on the 12th of December 2024. Fast forward, we arrested Mr. Matlala on the 14th of May 2025, and his phones were confiscated, and he consented to the search on the cell phones or downloading on the cell phones. These phones that were confiscated on the 14th of May were new phones altogether. The phones that I have returned on the 12th of December 2024, he informed me that he had enjoyed the warmth of them being burnt, as he didn't trust that the police would just give his cell phones back without maybe putting something, a listening device, onto those phones. So he burnt the phones that were confiscated on the 6th of December 2024.
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. Then, to clarify the exchange between you and the chairperson, please confirm that 2 sets of cell phones were then taken from Mr. and Mrs. Matlala. The first on the 6th of December from the operation at their house, and the second culminating from his arrest in May of this year. Please confirm if that is an accurate summation of your evidence.
That is correct, commissioners.
Further, Witness C, that you testified to returning the 3 cell phones on the 12th of December 2024. Those, according to your evidence, are the cell phones that could not be downloaded by either the SAPS Cybercrimes Unit or the private sector service provider. Is that an accurate reflection of your evidence?
That is an accurate reflection of my evidence, commissioners, that the cell phones that were confiscated or seized on the 6th of December 2024 they were taken to Cybercrimes Unit and they were not downloadable, and also the services of the private sector they also failed to download those cell phones as they were undownloadable. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Witness C. And then perhaps for completion, is it an accurate reflection of your evidence that upon the arrest of Mr. Matlala in May of 2025, he informed the arresting officers that he burnt the cell phones that you returned to his house on the 12th of December? Is that accurate?
That is very accurate, commissioners, that he didn't trust the police, and therefore he thought the police might have bugged his phones. So indeed, he alluded that he had burnt the 3 iPhones.
Witness C, my final question with reference to paragraph 15. Your evidence has been that these 3 iPhones were incapable of being downloaded. In your years of experience as a detective, have you ever come across such a situation where cell phones are incapable of being downloaded by both the SAPS as well as private sector service providers?
Thank you, Commissioners. I have made submissions I have submitted the cell phones previously to our cybercrime department for downloading. And this was my first time to experience a phone that is undownloadable, Commissioners.
Witness C, in paragraph 51 of your witness statement, you set out certain conclusions or reflections that you drew following from the operation at Mr. Matlala's residence. Could you please take the Commission through the contents of paragraph 51 in your own words?
Thank you, Commissioners. When one says things, it is our duty as investigators to investigate the veracity or the truthfulness of such assertions. So we indeed went back and started doing investigations. One of it was that pertaining the 1.2 billion tender that Mr. Matlala said he held with SAPS, we found that indeed he had the tender with SAPS, and that tender was to the value of 360 million. And furthermore, despite the fact that Mr. Matlala had a lot of cases that were once opened against him, and then also the criminal record that he had indeed close relationships with the senior SAP officials. And the other fact is that for him to be informed of our debriefing at the STF offices and our departure from STF offices to his house, it shows that he is well aware of all the operations that we as SAPS do have, as he is well connected with the high-ranking officials of the SAPS. And the fact that Mr. Given Makofane came a few minutes after our arrival. My conclusion is that by the time that Mr. Matlala was informed of our briefing that we were coming to we were doing a briefing at the STF offices, that gave him ample time to move Mr. Boshoga, as we were of a full belief that Mr. Boshoga was there, was held at Mr. Matlala's house. And the arrival of Given Makofane was coming there to fetch Mr. Matlala to avoid being questioned or interviewed by the police. Furthermore, the fact General Worker Mr. Yusufu or Mutupanyama, when we asked of his boss and he indicated that his boss was not there, it is my belief that Mr. Matlala had already informed his general worker that he was leaving. So it was his belief that the boss had already left the house.
Thank you, Witness C. Witness C, that concludes your evidence insofar as it relates to the operation at the Matlala residence. Unless there's an additional observation you would like to make, I would then invite us to turn to page 20 of your witness statement. Page 20, please.
Thank you. I have turned to page 20 of my witness statement.
Thank you.